As expected, and as usual. Let's rock it. So he's keying up with TFGP first. He has a hard time dealing with this. This is a really good card in this matchup. Ideally, I hit up like one more control card, but nice. That's a good draw. So, good thing is he's a little bit slower, only representing 6 3-drops. This I can Mystic Shot at least. Selling Stackers here is a little bit annoying. Elise can contest something. It's an interesting choice. We get to Thermo this, and then we can play like either Elise or something. Question is, if do we Thermo this, or do we simply just Mystic Shot this? This prevents 3 damage, this prevents 2, and I can Mystic Shot this later. I'm a little light on remove with this hand, but our units should be able to trade down their board quite nicely. We just need to play around their pings. I can start with the pass here, even though I'm most likely going to play one of my units here. I just really don't need to have any initiative here. And I can even challenge this keg. So let's play around a parlay. I do want to play this just because I want to have the Mystic Shot active. The issue is like, he can't really parlay this either. That just doesn't seem very reasonable. And now we have the Mystic Shot lines open. Even the option to play aloof, depending on how wide he decides to go, or even Elise into Mystic. Again, needing to play around pings as best as we can. Oh, I'm liking that attack. Yep. So I Mystic here, block here. There's no real reason to play Elise unless I want to block this. If he attacks like this, I'm fine. He only pushes 2 even if he decides to attack with Corsair. And then this is fine. And now this being at 2 health is still quite annoying for him to deal with. Question is, do we do something else? Getting rid of a Gangplank here could be important. I think his hidden pathway is also at 5, which is slightly annoying. You can attack first, and then he plays Gangplank. His Gangplank is nowhere close to leveled, so it's not that big of an issue. I think we just play Aloof first, see if we hit a Gangplank. Okay, we got rid of his Treasure Trash, which is actually a good hit, I would say. Lecturing Yordle is not a Gangplank. And you can swing with both. If he blocks here, you get a Mystic Shot. Okay, push 5. It's a dart this, I guess. But this start's most likely just going face. Okay, so he's setting up a Maker Ring. I guess that was potentially silly. He has a start with it. Could be like a TF, then get a Mystic Shot his Lecturing Yordle, I suppose. Unfortunately, we don't get the ability to get Senna down on board first. But I do like preventing damage. And if he wants Harpoon, I guess I can just kill one of these guys with the Darkness. Oh, I can't. Oops, maybe that was silly. Okay. So no, well, there still could be a Harpoon and I get kind of screwed over. No Harpoon is at least fine for me. It doesn't have Burn, so we're not in too bad of a spot here. And he's down to 3 cards. It's a little bit scary just because we don't have an answer at Gangplank, which he could have coming down level next turn, and that's probably the scariest thing that could happen. I guess we get Descent Ada down to block his Gangplank. We have the fast speed card here. We have an option with the... Okay. We should play Elise and then challenge this. And if he goes for like a Make It Rain, we have Vile Feast at least. And then he can't block Elise with anything either. Okay. So ideally he doesn't have another Make It Rain or Pokey Stick here. Nice. We should attack with this just because his Gangplank's gonna level. Realistically, you can't block a Lake Senna with Gangplank. And if he blocks here, it puts him at risk of Aftershock because he doesn't have any burst speed pings. Wow, he just takes it all. This is going to put him into Death plus Atrocity range. We can also kill his Gangplank next turn before it levels. With like Aftershock Darkness, but if we miss, then we're in trouble. So that's interesting. Withering Miss is a good draw. This is interesting. We have a couple options. This seems the most bizarre one, because now I can just shut it down like this. I don't have an answer for the Gangplank very cleanly. Maybe I just start with this. And then I saw the option 2 Aftershock, say my own unit, for example. Ooh, yeah, that was kind of bizarre on him. He should have just went face there. Slight punish. Not even slight, that was quite bad for him. And now if he tries to do it again, we have the Aftershock. And then we just have Death plus Atrocity as well. Yeah. And then now if he has another one, we actually have Darkness to go on top of it. Okay. So lose Senna, but that's completely fine. We just have Death plus Atrocity, and we shouldn't be able to die here. Okay. He has no burn, so I'm not afraid of blocking, and Death clears the board.
Let's roll. No arguments here. That's a first.
Oh wow, he actually hit the Gangplank. But now he has the block at least. So again, not very worried when he has to trade down his Gangplank to survive here. I'm not even gonna drag the keg, there's just no need. Senna. We just have Senna Atrocity, I just attack here, see if he dies. If he doesn't die, we just Senna Atrocity, and then he should die. Perfect. Yeah.
You could say I got a life wish.
It was slightly scary, we just lacked a little bit of removal, but in the end he made a slight misplay with the parlay and got there. Hack token, nice. I kind of like this hand. The only card I probably wouldn't keep is Aloof. I could take a risk of keeping aloof just because I think his version of this deck's a little bit slower, but I don't think that's a good enough excuse, especially for keeping Vi. Oncologist is a good draw.
I'll shoot the wings off a bilge wasp.
So ideally there's no like Mariah Warden or something.
I've never tried this chemical before.
I would just shoot this. If he develops, I can thermo this one. Yep,
Not flammable? Is that a challenge?
that worked out pretty well.
Whoa, whoa! I've got it!
Start with the pass. Pokestic's is an excellent draw. Deals with this perfectly. He doesn't actually have 3 drops, which is good. If he plays Roto Deck Hand again, we can play a card and kill the keg. Ah, let's go. This, oh, but this dies the... Oops, this dies the parlay, huh? Should have thought about that a little bit. Probably should have just passed in case he has exactly parlay. But we're rewarded for the fact that he does not. And now his tenor isn't active. He can play Lecturing Yordle, which is only the scariest thing he'd do. But then we just trade down his board quite nicely. Oh, he's so done here. Feel very stabilized. This will get rid of Treasure Trash if that's the card he has. I will keep my mana just like in some fumes. I could play Conchologist here. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Having some fumes up is slightly more flexible, especially if I'm just gonna play Vi. I could also just play Luke here. I can play this next turn, just because he can't Treasure Trash until then, and this is just the most efficient way to spend my mana. I don't have a good way of using 4 spell mana. If he passes, I get a pass back. He plays Gangplank, I don't really mind either. Those just crumble to Bouncing Bombs. I think I'm gonna start with the Bouncing Bombs, honestly. There's no real reason to use up this attack token. If he wants to pass here, I'm perfectly happy as well. Open next turn with Aloof. Interesting. Now I do want to attack. I can just get rid of the keg. He also hasn't triggered Gangplank this turn. So if he's stalling that, I'm fine. His attack sucks. I get to play Aloof Travelers. Discard his Treasure Trash, and then we're in a good spot. This doesn't do anything, does it? We'll trade off Vi here. We have another one, that's no issue. 2 doesn't really do much. Could push extra damage, but that's sort of fine. I want to be able to play Aloof Travelers this turn. I can deal with these guys with like a Sump Fumes. So I can just take this pass. Maybe I just play Otterpuss. This doesn't, like, this plays around like a Make It Rain, for example, whereas this doesn't really. I can also just pass. I think I don't want to pass. I'll just play out Aloof. Hopefully I hit Treasure Trash. Hidden Pathways. No, Treasure Trash is also, like, fine. We have a Mystic Shot now, which is good. I'll also even play Otterpuss into Mystic. His TF's not at risk of leveling. We trade this off here. We can replay it. Actually takes 0 damage, huh? Yeah, he's just not proccing his GP here. So now we're just looking for our Shellfolk, and that should help close out the game. Slow play Vi. Oh, this is actually kind of close. Let me just kill this TF really quickly before he pulls off like a Hidden Pathways level. Happy passing. Why does he do that? This one's kind of strange. He already triggered it. I don't really mind this 1 damage here. And I'm just gonna play Vi. He could harpoon my Vi. That's gonna suck a little bit. He better have a harpoon here. Otherwise, just take an 11. This is slightly greedy just because... Well, I don't know if it's slightly greedy at all. He needs exactly harpoon. No harpoon is a good sign for me. Only scary thing that could happen is a Gangplank, but Gangplank's not even going to be level next turn. Tanner does very little. And I can level Vi here, and that's just going to be a huge threat. These are good cards as well. Okay, I didn't really need any of those, but... He has no attack here. He's still just going for it, huh?
Bring it. Go away.
Easy does it.
Can he? He doesn't have burn, so again, I don't really care. I could have like Slump Fumes just to save myself 1 health, but I think we just save it for like a GP, worst case scenario. We have double Slump. I will save up 3 mana instead of playing this just in case he plays a unit, because I just want to open attack and kill him.
Next thing I know, I'm up my britches in purple.
Ah, slightly annoying. We're 1 off. So now I will play Station Arcvis, but he has to play Dart first. And then we have lethal.
Let me get you that fire.
That's a champion. Nice. So I guess he loses here.
I don't need a freeze.
Nice. 2 games without Shellfolk, and we're still just beating them.